Lowry drives in. Carroll kicks to Lowry. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Utah Jazz.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried it.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
Here's Powell. He's covered by Clarkson. And the shot is good. Lowry's got 5 now.
Yeah, gutsy shot to come right back at him with the 3 of his own.
Well, we've seen it before. He doesn't have any problem trading shots with anybody.
Now, here is Russell. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Suns in Phoenix.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Lakers.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Now here's Scola. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Utah.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for. And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs the new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Toronto with the ball, trailing here by 8. Lowry has the open look, cans it from downtown. Lowry's got 8 points.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Well, Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he's fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clark only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season. Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Here's Wirtz. Outside Williams. And Young, here we go. The rebound by Patterson.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Lowry passes to Scola. The shot, no good. And it's the Lakers the other way. It's Young on the wing. We saw him with 10 points last game.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Outside Lowry. Screen by Scola. Right wing. Carroll dishes to Patterson. That one's a miss. His 3rd shot of the game. He's made one of them. From deep 3-point range. Carroll with the rebound. Raptors trail by 7. Lowry with the ball. Williams picks him up. Lowry against Williams. Powell down low. And that one's good. Powell's got his 2nd basket.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. James Johnson's checked in for Patterson. Terrence Ross comes in for DeMarre Carroll, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Powell. Now here's Joseph. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. As you said, the Raptors with the new logo this year, Greg. Good-looking change, too, I think, Clark.
Yeah, I think it's subtle enough to not lose the continuity, but still feel fresh and new. I like that. That's a nice job of balancing the old with freshening up for the new.
And Toronto has possession following the three by the Lakers. And it's Lowry penetrating. Ross with a wide-open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 5th assist in this one. Now the pass to Bass. Young for 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Right side Lowry. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Huertas passes to Bass. Here's Huertas. Lakers working the ball around now. Williams for 3, and it's Lowry with the rebound. Raptors trail by 4. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
That ties it up. And that's now 6 points now for Terrence Ross.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Now here's Williams. Not too proud of his numbers in that game against the Suns, that's for sure. Bass. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. And Los Angeles with some changes. Tarek Black, he's checked in for Sacre. And it's Nance in for Brandon Bass.
Larry Nance.
Williams for 3. Offensive rebound. Another shot. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. Young against Johnson. And Young kicks to Williams.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Black the pass to Huertas. Feeds it to Black. Knocked loose. Got it off in time, and that's not going to go. And so the first quarter comes to a close. Both teams scoring well, but it's all tied up. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same direction.
You know, we got a group of guys who came in and bought into the offensive system, the defensive system, and it just clicked. And we got a bunch of guys in here who only want to see each other be successful, and it's rare in this league to have a team like that.
The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
You know, you could argue it both ways, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. I mean, teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and so have tight-knit groups who were really close. So there's really no magic formula. I think there's a little bit of art to go with the science in that.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for them. That bench has really made a nice contribution.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Lakers right now, Kobe is out there with Larry Nance. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Russell. And it's Black in at the 5. Here's Russell after the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas. Out to Nance. Second chance shot. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Nance has got it all tied up now for the Lakers.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
A nice shot by Black.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Here's Powell. And Valanciunas kicks to Carroll. Clock at 6. Back to Valanciunas. Fades. And the shot falls short this time.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink. Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Now here's Joseph. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Carroll dishes to Valanciunas. Valanciunas can't get that one to fall.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
The shot by Clarkson, no good. The Raptors have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Joseph, the pass to Carroll. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded by Russell. Patterson, the screen. Here's Joseph. It's deflected. And it's the Lakers on the brink. Russell's running. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at Atlanta. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Toronto Raptors, 4.5 games behind.
And for the Raptors, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
And, you know, perhaps with a roster move or 2 later on, Greg, they can start to break out of that pack.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Tariq Black, and he's good on the second.
And, guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Good. And that's 13 points for D'Angelo Russell.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Inside. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Valanciunas. And for the Lakers without Kobe last season, it was really a start.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can